So Mancera is a brand that I've been a fan of for a very long time, and they have a ton of fragrances in the wheelhouse of 70 something. Well, in today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be talking to you about my 10 favorite Mancera fragrances of all time. I'm also going to tell you about a very special giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you about these 10 Mancera fragrances that I have in my collection, some of my favorites from the brand, and I tell you why I love them so much, I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, and of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode. Now, if you would like to enter for your chance to win a bottle of a Mancera fragrance, of a pre-selected bottle, all you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. All of the links are going to be down below in the description box. Make sure that you're a registered reader, and after you've read through the article, just leave a comment on the article and you will be automatically entered to win. Good luck, everybody. I hope you win. I'm rooting for you. Just please bear in mind that winners will only be announced on cephalabon.com. And so make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on the date that's specified in the article to see if you're the lucky winner. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and dive into the list. And the first one that I want to talk about is called Black Lime. Now, I will admit that this is actually a really good citrusy patchouli fragrance. As it turns out, I wore it during a very dark chapter of my life, if you will. Some bad things were going on at the time, and so I can't wear it without thinking about that thing that happened to me. But this, thankfully, is actually a really good fragrance. It's a great patchouli fragrance if you're in the market for a really nice, fresh, citrusy patchouli scent. The next fragrance from the brand that I want to talk about is one that for some reason I was having a hard time locating in my collection. I must have misplaced it, but it's called Black Gold. Black Gold is a really unique combination of lavender, cinnamon, and violet. It's beautifully sweet, not overly sweet, but it also maintains that classy personality on account of that lavender and violet combination. It's really, really good. It must be at the other location where I shoot my videos, and I have like 2,000 bottles there, and they're all in boxes because I might be moving soon, and so it was a huge hassle, but I love Black Gold. One of my favorites of all time from the brand, especially if you're looking for something a little bit more on the playful side of things. Now, if you're looking for something that is on the fruity side of things, I would definitely recommend Jardin Exclusif. Now, to start things off, I just want to say that this fragrance kind of reminds me of Erba Pura by Sospiro or Kirche by Tiziana Terenzi. So it's in the family of those bright, earthy, slightly green, but fruity fragrances. And the fruity appeal in this one is great. Definitely leans exotic at times. I think it's a very well done fragrance with really good lasting power as well. And then, of course, with that, I also want to talk about Holidays. Speaking of fruity fragrances, Holidays has that coconut note up on top, but it also has this really sensual and warm vanilla note in the base with tiare flower and some other exotic floral ingredients in the heart. This is probably my wife's favorite Mancera fragrance, and she wears this one all the time, and we actually just ran through a decant, and now she's starting to wear the bottle, so you can see that she's probably worn about 4 or 5 milliliters, so she's just getting started, but I think she's wearing for the summertime because that's the best season to wear this one in. Very sort of vacation in a bottle, tropical scent, of course with a name like Holidays. What else would you expect? The next fragrance I want to talk about is called So Blue. Now, this is a patchouli and rose kind of a fragrance, but it also has an oceanic heart. So it's a really unique contrast between the oceanic components and like the refreshing qualities and the rose. And so it seems to go in a few different directions, but I like that this is a fresh take on rose and woods. Very well done. The patchouli in the base is that sort of trademark Mancera quality. I'm really enjoying this one. The next one I want to talk about, of course, is a beloved fragrance from the brand. It's called Instant Crush. This one is amberwood, I believe a little bit of vanilla. It also has saffron and a little bit of citrus in the opening. If you know, you know. It's a fragrance that is slightly reminiscent of Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So it has that diffusive, slightly sweet, ethyl malto-like nature about it, really, really good, especially if you're looking for something classy, but also on the flirtatious side of things. Something that's a little bit playful, a little bit youthful. Instant Crush is definitely a great romantic fragrance. The next fragrance I want to talk about is one that I've absolutely fallen in love with. I am smitten by this one, and it's Oud Lemon Mint. Now, this one has been around for a few years, obviously. It is such an incredible offering from the House of Mancera. Of course, it has the namesake of the perfume, which is oud, lemon, and mint, but I'm also getting this cacao-like quality from it that kind of reminds me of L'Homme Idéal by Guerlain. And once I made that connection, I fell in love with this one, and I started to love it that much more. So easy to wear, super appropriate for the office, but you can wear it on a date night too. Very refreshing on account of the lemon and the mint, but it also has that weightiness about it in the base on account of those long-lasting ingredients, including the oud, which also happens to be in the name of the fragrance. Getting into my number 3 spot is Sicily. Now, I was really surprised how much I absolutely love this fragrance. So I think there's ylang ylang in here, I think there's jasmine, and then it also has like this peach / apricot quality in the base. So it's floral, and it has this juicy, fruity component about it as well. Fruity in a way that's very different from this one, Jardin Exclusif, but this one is so well done. I love that fresh quality about it, and it's fresh without relying too heavily on the citrus, which I absolutely love. The fragrance in the number 2 spot, I know I would get crucified if I didn't mention this, at least in the top 3, and I think it deserves the mention, and of course, this is none other than Cedrat Boisé. Cedrat Boisé is a beautiful, fresh, slightly fruity, slightly woodsy, slightly vanillic fragrance, and it kind of possesses that Creed Aventus DNA, and of course that's one of the reasons why it's so popular. Very classy, perfect for an office scenario, and it's the type of fragrance that I would personally recommend if you're a fan of getting compliments and you're looking for attention from other people when you wear your fragrances. For whatever reason, this one has always done really well for me. A lot of these fragrances have done really well for me, believe it or not, and Mancera does have a few oud offerings that tend to veer a little bit into the animalic side of things, but these, for the majority of purposes that we're speaking about, are going to do really, really well, and they're all very agreeable and lovable DNAs. And what is my number 1 favorite Mancera fragrance? I also own Roses and Chocolate, and I own a couple others from the brand, if I'm not mistaken, and I have samples and decants of many, many fragrances by Mancera. But the fragrance that I absolutely fell in love with the moment that I tried it, it's so warm and rich and sweet and resinous and absolutely seductive but mysterious at the same time. Of course, you guys know I'm talking about Red Tobacco. Red Tobacco is an incredible fragrance by Mancera, one of their best, if not their best. Definitely the one that receives the most amount of praise. And you have the honey, the tobacco, it's sweet, it's warm, it's super professional and mysterious and enigmatic and very classy at the same time. Some people might argue that it leans traditionally masculine. I think all of these are perfectly unisex, and these have just been my favorite Mancera fragrances in my collection. I truly do enjoy them all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have the opportunity to enter the giveaway by going to ceflaban.com. Links are going to be in the description. Make sure to read through the article, leave a quality comment. After you're a registered reader, just go ahead and leave a comment, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you win. So there you have it, my 10 favorite Mancera fragrances in my collection. If you enjoyed this video, if you took something of value from this video, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and of course, give this video a thumbs up if you took something of value from today's episode. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.